So those are the same kind of analysis we're doing now, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone else? Thanks for coming in here. As you know, I listened to your presentation before the Borough Council, which was much more informative, I must say. So I have some questions based on what I know, what I learned from your presentation at the Borough Council. Number one, you're looking at land in the OR district, 17.5 acres or so, a few 100 yards from where the Wawa is going to be on, was it Upper Silver Lake Road, Lower Silver Lake Road, I forget, Lower Silver Lake Road. That piece of land is privately owned, is it not?
Yes.
And that is where the developer KRE has applied to build 245 units. What do you have to do to get that land?
We're working on that as far as we had an appraisal done on the land, and we are waiting for the rest of our information to come in so we can compile everything to go forward and possibly purchase that land.
Have you approached the?
No, we have not.
Okay. And you said you were looking for a larger parcel of land this time. I know 17.5 acres is a lot. There's some water on there, on that watershed or whatever it is. And I know it's zoned, allowing utilities such as a sewer plant, a sewer treatment plant. But from what I've read of the ordinance, buildings and whatever's constructed on there has to be under 10% of the land use. Are you aware of that ordinance?
No, we are not.
So is 10% of 17.5 something that would work with what you're planning to do?
Yes, the old treatment facility was only 9 acres, and what happens is, depending on the treatment that we decide to use, that footprint could be even bigger, could be needed bigger than the 9 acres.
Well, 10% of 17.5 is less than 2 acres.
Yeah, if I may, Mr. Mack, that, you know, again, at the level of detail that we are right now, we haven't looked at that exactly. You know, we would certainly be in contact with the township, read your code, and talk to your engineer. I don't know, without reading the code, the definition of building. You know, is a treatment tank a building as opposed to just?
I may not have quoted it exactly.
Well, and I'm, in fairness to both of us, I haven't read it myself, so.
Well, I guess I suggest that you read that.
Well, there's also variances that can be requested and things like that. And again, I don't know the definition of the word building, right, in your.
Well, I may not have used the right word, building or facility or whatever improvement is made, perhaps. You gotta look at that as what I'm getting at, except. So, but if you do need more than the 10%, you're gonna have to get some kind of variance in the zoning, I believe.
If again, I haven't read the ordinance and I don't know what the exact determination is, but
that's just general practice when you're not, you know, able to comply with the zoning regulations. You're going to have to get declare some kind of hardship and get some kind of variance, and that's from the zoning hearing board.
Right. I do municipal engineering work. Yes, very familiar with it. Thank you.
The Board of Supervisors is a party to that. What is the role of the Board of Supervisors? I'm just looking forward to how do we work with you on this project, or do we approve this project or not?
Do you approve this project? I would say that there will be a land development associated with the project, Mr. Mack, so it certainly would come before the board for your, you know, the engineer's review, the solicitor's review, you know, the board's review, yes.
Okay, but that's some time away. You're still doing a lot of work on it.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. I think those are all the questions that I have. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Davis? Thank you. You said right now you're doing due diligence and you're not sure where you are in the process. Do you have it a ballpark when you're looking at moving forward the next steps and start looking at acquiring the land and whatnot? What's your schedule looking like loosely?
Well, and I can start that, and Warren can fill in some of the holes, Mr. Davis. You know, the authority has, as I mentioned earlier, has retained outside counsel and has looked at the legal agreements, and that's been going on for some time now. They've engaged myself, Terry and I from Gannett Fleming to look at the costs associated with doing this project. We haven't done any design work yet, so they're all preliminary sort of tabletop, our experience kind of costs. And what the authority has now is some information from us that they're reviewing some of those cost information. They have an opinion letter from outside counsel that they're reviewing. Warren mentioned there was an appraisal done on the property. There was I
We
think
also met with the bank,
right,
for the money for the property.
so yeah, some funding,
Secure that.
right, funding discussions have been ongoing. So what we anticipate is, you know, before the end of the year, and I'm not speaking for the authority here, I'm speaking for what my work is to give the authority information, is prior to the end of the year, we will have more detailed information for them to make a valued decision to come and see whether it is in the best interest of the ratepayers. My experience with the Newtown Authority in the years I've been involved is that's what they decide, right? If it makes sense for the ratepayers of the townships and a township and a borough, then it'll go forward.
Regarding the appraisal, is that something you could share with this board right now?
You know, our solicitor, unfortunately, tonight has COVID, so he couldn't make it. I'm not in a position. I'm not going to make any legal opinions. I don't know whether we can or we can't, Mr. Davis. So I'll keep my
We can
lips.
share, but, yeah.
I'm sorry.
If there, I'll talk to the solicitor too. If there's an issue, then, yeah, gladly.
Thank you. I have no further questions. Thank you.